Hello everyone, and welcome to the first video in this SimCity Let's Play series. SimCity is a great game released in 2013, I believe, and one of the main goals of the game is to build the arcology. However, I never had a computer that would actually let me get to the point of building the arcology. So I just got a new computer with a GeForce 1060. Nothing crazy fancy, but still pretty good, and it at least gives me enough power to complete a region that is capable of building the arcology. Okay, so to get the arcology, first of all you need to get it approved. To get it approved, you need to have a city in the region with 58,000 residents. I have one city that I kind of started off screen, or off camera, and I don't really know how many residents it has yet. I guess actually 24,921. Since it's the only city in the region. I could keep building this up, but this is, again, just the starter city. Looks like I'm starting to lose money on it, but I have raised $1 million for it, which the cost of the arcology, $1 million. So we got that. We also need 2,800 tons of metal, 1,000 tons of alloy, 60,000 crates of TVs. This city is kind of geared towards metal, but we haven't actually started that yet. So that'll be something we'll have to do to get to the point of the arcology. Let's actually go into this city and talk about it a little bit. It looks like we're not doing so good with some power and some water. We'll fix that. That's probably why my thing is only 700 per hour. So anyways, to build this very first city, I started with some windmill power, built some houses, built that up, got the city hall, which again closed, needs power. We'll fix this in just a second. And then put in some industrial downwind so that it doesn't pollute the residents. And then to generate some cheap money, again this is all, fix this. To get some easy money, we put in the Omega co-factory, which is eating some of our actual ore profits. So to actually get the metal HQ, which allows us to build the metals and the alloys, the factories, we need to get up a certain ore limit, selling them on the market, which we have not been able to meet because of this Omega factory. Anyways, we'll fix these things in the city, we'll get our profits back up, we'll go for the metal HQ so that we can build the alloy smelter. And then once we get an alloy smelter going in a city, we'll also build up another city for high tech and futuristic. That should allow us to get the population needs. And we'll also build a city for microprocessors. We'll talk about that when we get there. But for now, let's fix this city. So I did start this city with wind power, but I replaced it to coal once all my buildings started increasing in density because the wind power just wasn't cutting it. That's actually what just happened here. Buildings started going from medium density to high density. You see this big guy, some big guys over here, which started putting a lot more demand on my city. So we went into our coal power plant, edited it, added another coal generator, dirty coal generator. Sad. Now we have 48 megawatts excess. We can use that to power our next city by exporting it, which will be good. But for now, we'll just use this to fix the city and get our profits back up. Looks like we have a 34 kilogallon deficit. Each of these pumps produces 10. We should actually just build a water pumping station because all these little pumps are cutting it. We already have 1 pump, 2 pump, 3 pump, 4, 5, lots of pumps, and this is still not good. This is all pollution from the sewage outpost. We just deleted the sewage outpost and replaced it with a sewage processing plant over here, so that's good. But let's get this actual pumping station It looks like the pumping station has 4 different places we can put upgrades, so when we plop this, we're gonna have to keep that in mind. So, looks like we can just put it over, not over here, needs some road. Alright, so this should definitely meet our water needs now for the rest of the city, for at least the lifetime of this city. Once all these guys start getting water, our businesses will start coming back, our Omega will start outputting, and then we'll get our profits back up. So let's watch that kick in. And we're back, and we fixed the issues that were wrong with the city, the power and the water, and now our hourly rate is back to $9,000 an hour, so we are back in the green. Our Omega is producing Omega. It's going to the companies. This looks abandoned due to a building fire. It makes sense because we only have one little guy with one little fire truck. So again, the city's not very optimal. It's just used as a starter city to start getting resources that we can pump into the other regions. And we will be starting another city soon. For now, let's just fix this guy. Plop that down, fix this. Are these all building fires? Yeah, it looks like our little fighter community in this town is struggling with only the one truck. It's definitely gotten a lot bigger. So let's do something about that now that we actually have money in the city. Eventually we'll get our fire drones online, and that will greatly reduce the space we're using on these little guys. So plop down a garage, plop down a garage. Supposedly this bell makes trucks dispatched even faster, so put a bell on here too. Get a little flaggy poley guy, and a little sign. And now we look like a real fire HQ. So that will greatly help our city stay in tip-top shape at the expense of the $200 per hour that it costs to maintain the garage. And that's better than having to replop the buildings and potentially losing out on the profits that we get from the Omega. For instance, this big building gets us $2,000 per hour just from Omega. is one of the bad parts of the old Omega, is that we do have these hazmat fires in our industry, especially our low-tech industry. So that's one of the reasons you need to boost up the tech in the city so that you can reduce the risk of these fires, and you don't have to keep bulldozing all of these buildings every single time they blow up. So, as you can see, the city has been thriving, stuff has been expanding, buildings are blowing up, and I think that's a good point to kind of leave the city behind since it's suiting our needs. Eventually we'll revisit it once we start getting more wealth from other cities so that we can actually utilize the coal and the ore in this area to get the metal HQ, which we will need for the arcology. But for now, this has given us plenty of money that we can ship to another city.